everybody, and welcome to Phyzik Talks. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed today's video, please do leave it a like and subscribe if you want to help support me and my channel. So, today we will be descending down Sociopath Alley once again. That's right, I will be talking about Onision. But before I get into that, I just want to make this point. In my previous Onision video, I had a couple people saying, please stop making Onision videos, and yeah, I get it, I do make quite a few, and I understand if that gets a bit annoying. But listen, one, most of my subs have come from Onision videos. Two, when I try and branch out and do other things like movie reviews, TV reviews, mindfulness videos, stuff like that, no one ends up watching the videos. Three, I really enjoy making the videos. I love talking about Onision. It's very good fun, and most of my fans enjoy these videos as well. And four, I can gain a lot. Why have I got five? And four, I gain a lot of subs and views from doing videos on Onision. So I will still talk about him every now and again, but don't worry, I'm not going to be talking about him all the time. Like the past few videos, I've tried to step away from Onision videos, and I'm going to continue to do that. There'll be few and far between, and often when I'll talk about Onision, that'll be one part of the video, and I'll talk about other things as well. It's just, that's one good way I know of making subscribers and having a good time whilst doing it. So please don't worry, I'm not going to be doing them all the time, just every now and again, and I'm going to be doing a lot more movie reviews and stuff like that. So today, two things we're going to be talking about. First, we're going to be talking about Onision's most recent video, in which he explains why it's unnecessary to apologize to Shane Dawson. Second, we're going to be talking about The Wire, which is one of the most incredible TV series that's ever been made. So, without further ado, let us roll that intro.
Hello! Anyway, today I got in some trouble on Twitter, and you might be thinking, I thought you quit Twitter. Yeah, I did. I did quit Twitter for a while. But one thing led to another, and addicts, you know, they start things again after they stop them. Plans don't always work out. You know, human stuff. Anyway, so people saw me apologize to Jaclyn Glenn, and they thought, oh, well, now Onision's gonna apologize to everybody that person personally feels that I should apologize for. First of all, let's just acknowledge the elephant in the room. A lot of you are 15, 16, 17, 18-year-olds, especially the people who don't like me. A lot of the people who don't like me are 13-year-olds, as I found out. And something that I've been doing that's really immature is taking every little thing I see on Twitter seriously. What I don't realize is that a lot of you guys don't know your butts from your heads. And that's okay, you know, a lot of us went through that phase. It's called growing up.
Well, Onision, I'm 24, and I think that's rather dishonest, because every single last person I know that criticizes you is over the age of 19, most people being in their 20s. Have you just ignored every last YouTuber that has issues with you? Because very few of them are under the age of 19. I don't really know where you got that from.
But there's a lot of reasoning issues on Twitter, and I take people seriously. Like, I need to explain things to people, and that's just a waste of time when I could do it all in this video. First off, there's this guy. I could have used him in the video title. I could have capitalized on his name, but that's not what I want to do. I kind of want to just explain my position so everyone who's paying attention knows that there will never be an apology.
Well, once again, that's dishonest as well, because the only reason you're not putting his name in the title is because you know that you will get hate for it. What about every other time you've used his name in the title? You've done that so many goddamn times, Mr. I'm the most honest YouTuber. Don't be ridiculous.
And I want to remind you, I full-on threw myself under the bus. I took the full-on blame for the Jaclyn Glenn thing because I know I was wrong there. I was very insensitive, I was very unkind, and it wasn't justified.
What? So you think you weren't insensitive to Shane Dawson? Ignore what we're talking about here, the recent stuff. What about the excessive amount of bullying? Video after video talking about his weight. That 10 things I love about Shane Dawson, the most sarcastic, disgusting, vile, horrible video where you bullied him for 10 minutes straight. And I'm not talking about just making comments on his weight. You were horrible about it.
Here in LA, now ready to hang out? Question mark.
Really rude. So you think that wasn't insensitive? You think you don't need to apologize for that? You are a complete sociopath if you think that.
Now with this other issue, where there's this YouTuber who, I have to explain this to you guys. First of all, you guys brought it up on Twitter, that's why I'm talking about it. So it's not like I enjoy talking about this, it's just that I want to address it so it can be dead. There's this YouTuber who took this 12-year-old, it was his cousin apparently, and with her parents in the room, I don't know, that seems pretty cringy nonetheless. He videotaped this girl, he said, shake your T-I-T-T-I-S, only he said it, I can't really say it because this is YouTube, and I get in trouble for saying that word. But he said shake it on camera, filmed her in this process. And that's obviously not okay for an adult man to say to someone who's clearly around 12.
Okay, well let me explain once again, because you just don't get it. It was a joke. That the thing you do when you're not being serious. It was a joke. Yes, she was young. Yes, it was inappropriate. But you should answer this question. Do you think Shane is a yes or no? If you say yes, you are completely out of your mind. And that's exactly what you were insinuating in the previous video, Shane Dawson and Kids in a Nutshell. I just cannot believe you'd make those accusations, and I cannot believe that you wouldn't think that's necessary to apologize for. Let me also explain, the joke was a mockery on how excessive the media is with sexualizing young kids. It was a mockery of that. Maybe you just didn't get that. Maybe you just didn't understand that kind of thing, because you just don't get jokes, do you? You never have done, and you never will do. This is the exact same thing as when Shane Dawson was talking about you and Big Brother and how you would team up, etc, etc. It was an obvious joke, and you took it so seriously. It's hilarious.
And then he proceeded to film this same girl saying, and I'm not exaggerating, hey, can you eat that hot dog slow for all the child predators watching? And then he proceeded to film her eating it. And, you know, if somebody said, hey, Onision, he went out and he asked this 12-year-old to shake it on camera and then said, hey, eat this slow for all the predators watching, like, you guys would be like, kill him. You literally would be like that. You would be like, we need to end this guy's life.
But Onision, you're really missing the point. It's not just about this. You have done so many things wrong to Shane. You've done so many horrible things to him. Forget about this new stuff that's just a joke, by the way. It's just an inappropriate joke. Yes, we would string you up if you'd said it, because it's you. You have shown to have a weird thing with young girls. Shane has not. You're trying to make it seem like he does, but that's an absolute lie. An absolute lie, and you know it. You've worked with Shane so many times. You know that it's rubbish. You know that it's you trying to grab at attention and stir something up. That's all it is. So forget about this. You need to apologize for bullying him, for body shaming him time and time again. And the thing is, the first reason why you were annoyed at him when he didn't come and see you in LA when he said he would, he apologized for that, and you yourself said it could have been a simple misunderstanding. So we can forget about that. Now you need to apologize for bullying him. You also do need to apologize for accusing him of being a child predator. What are you saying? Are you saying he made an inappropriate joke, or are you saying he is a child predator? Because that's a massive line that you need to define. You really do. Jesus Christ. You need to do one or the other, preferably both. Preferably apologizing and explain to everyone that you understand that it's a joke, and that's it. Ridiculous. Anyway, there's a lot more I could talk about on this subject, but so you guys don't get annoyed with me talking about Onision loads, I will move on to talk about The Wire. So, The Wire is incredible. The Wire is one of the best TV series that's ever been created. I have absolutely no regrets in saying that. It's incredible. The story unfolds more like a novel than anything, slowly over many different series. It's one long story as opposed to separate stories chopped up. But I don't like using this word because I think it's a bit overused, but the series is definitely multi-layered. There are many different layers to it. So The Wire is set in Baltimore, and it focuses around crime, gangs, drugs, and the police. The aspect with the police is really interesting because this war on drugs, it never ends. It's ongoing constantly. There's a lot of losses, there's a lot of difficulties, things going wrong. There's something called the chain of command, which is a big focus in The Wire. The chain of command is basically, you're not allowed to do this because your superior says you can't, and that person's not allowed to do something because their superior says you can't, and that kind of thing. So The Wire is referring to a wiretap method of recording phone calls and stuff like that to try and get closer to these gangs to see what they're up to. We have, as well as just crime and the police, it focuses a lot on social and political aspects of this situation as well, and I find that really interesting. As the story unfolds, you get to see a lot of different parts of this situation. You get to see the dockyards, things being shipped in, you get to see the criminal organizations out on the streets, out on their corners, you get to see the tower blocks they run, and it's truly fascinating. Season 1 begins with West Side drug kingpin Avon Barksdale, played by Wood Harris, leaving a string of murders around Baltimore. Detective Jimmy McNulty, played by Dominic West, then witnesses Avon's nephew D'Angelo escape conviction due to witness intimidation. He then brings this to the attention of the judge, explaining that this won't stop if they don't do something about it. Now, the interesting thing is that there's good and bad on both sides. What it's really about is compromise, and this is an interesting thing to explore in this situation, because you don't just look into the police. The Wire also focuses heavily on the crime and the gangs and the way that they work. And the whole thing is so complicated, especially the chain of command, because the police always end up in a trap. They always find that they're unable to do something, things go wrong. So this is what I mean when I say that it unravels like a novel. From start to finish, it is one long story that never really ends. So that's a really interesting aspect to it. But never before have I seen such accuracy when it comes to crime and drugs. It's really interesting. You also have Avon's top dog, Stringer Bell, played by Idris Elba, who does an absolutely fantastic job at portraying this character. His American accent is really, really good. There are so many fascinating characters on both sides with the police and the gangs, and you start to see really interesting similarities between how the police work and how the gangs work. It's fascinating. I know I've already said that, but it really is. So I really do recommend that you guys check out The Wire. It is wonderful. It was a little bit difficult getting into it at first, but once you get into it, you're really sucked into it. So many interesting characters, so many layers to it. It's just wonderful. So definitely check this one out, guys. It absolutely gets a 10 out of 10 from me. So that concludes today's video. I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, please do leave a like and subscribe if you want to help support me and my channel. Thank you so much, guys. I will see you in the next one. Take care now. Bye bye.